Lauren Malhoit here again, Cisco TME for the INSBU, and we're going to continue with our demo of Cisco Cloud Center, formerly known as CliQr. In this demo, we'll go over the Applications tab mostly, which will be how to both model applications and then easily deploy them as well. This is our application catalog. You can see there are several applications in here. Some are included by default with Cloud Center. Others you can add. Your dev team or your DevOps team will work together to add various components of the application so that they can be easily deployed. I'm going to go ahead and open Opencart here by clicking on this drop-down menu and clicking Edit Update. This won't actually deploy it. This is actually where we see for instance, the topology modeler. As you can see, this is a multi-tier application. I have a load balancer, an Apache service, and then a database service. On the left, I can see my various types of services. If I click on networking, I can see the CSR 1000V, for example, which would allow me to deploy a cloud router, an F5 load balancer. I have other load balancing services available to me, various web servers. I can even deploy a particular operating system, whether that be Linux or Windows. I can just deploy that simple operating system. I can also deploy a custom service, which could even be a CliQr deployment that I've already created. So this would be another CliQr application modeled, and I could just go ahead and drag and drop that on there and then connect the dots. And then I have a whole other orchestrated CliQr flow, really, or application that I can include within this. Let me just remove that. We, of course, have Docker integration. So Docker is a very popular form of container right now. I can go ahead and include a Docker host and then model various things within Docker. I'll go ahead and remove that for now. And of course, we would be remiss not to mention Cisco UCS Director, which offers a physical integration. So I can actually layer in UCS Director, as I mentioned previously during the presentation, and then include also physical or bare metal machines in my orchestrated workflows, and Chef and Puppet as well. When I click on one of these tiers, I can get properties for the tier. So name, a base image. If I don't like CentOS and I prefer Ubuntu, then I can use Ubuntu. The number of nodes, it can automatically scale out. So we have a minimum and maximum number of nodes here. I can select which app package I want. This is from my CliQr demo app package, but if I have it stored elsewhere, I can choose various options there. Associated tags, of course, I can specify which associated tag can be assigned when I deploy this application. So I have dev and prod as examples. I can also do various things with scripting, including that. If I had firewall, I can include firewall rules, and then various other more scripting techniques to aid in cleanup and migration, upgrade, etc. So that's the topology manager. If I click on basic information, again, I see the web app name, which is Opencart. We saw that. I can include a description, categories, select the protocol, whether it's using HTTP or HTTPS. I can enable microsegmentation or disable it. And this is microsegmentation within Cisco ACI, so likely intra-UPG isolation. Again, I can specify where the content for this package is located, give it logos, associate tags in here as well for the entire application, and then save the app. But we'll cancel that for now. So let's go ahead and look at what that looks like to deploy an Opencart app. We'll give it a name, test, Opencart. Again, I can choose the app version. We'll leave it at 3.0. I can associate tags. We'll leave it in prod for now. I can specify which cloud it's going to, and the cloud account, which we've called DC1. I can then go through and configure various things for the tiers themselves. If I click on Advanced, for example, I see NIC1, which has been configured for the CliQr bridge domain in my APIC. So if I look at my APIC, I'm on my CliQr tenant, and I see I have a CliQr bridge domain there. That has already been created within the APIC. I can't create that yet within Cloud Center. I can also specify layer 3 out if I want to. And then once I am done, I will go ahead and click submit. So it's submitted successfully. I get the description. If I go down here, I can see the actual deployment process. So the yellow blinking means that it's deploying currently. As you can see, my database is blinking green at this point. This will deploy the tiers of applications in the order that they need to be deployed. So if everything is dependent on my database, then that will be deployed first. Now they're all blinking green. Over on the right there, I see starting, and it's kind of that long CQJW followed by whatever letters and numbers. This is an actual VM that's getting created in my vSphere environment. So while that's running, I'll go into the APIC. And again, we're in the CliQr tenant. And if I expand my application profiles, I can see my test Opencart right here. And of course, the application EBGs have automatically been created. I can click on domains, see that it is in my VMM domain. I can go back to my EBG, click on operational, see that I do have my endpoint there. That CQJW, I can see the MAC address, the hosting server, etc. I can go to my vSphere web client, and in the VMs and templates, I can open up the right folder and I see that same VM. Let's go back to Cloud Center. While that's running, let's take a look at something else. So I just showed the regular deployment to one cloud, but let's say we want to have applications in two different clouds. Maybe one will be in AWS, one will be on-premises, or maybe you have two different on-premises data centers that you would like to deploy your Apache and load balancer to one cloud, and your database, maybe your MySQL or NoSQL database, to another cloud. So let's take a look at what that looks like. I can go in while this application is still running. And then let's go ahead and do that again. We'll deploy Opencart. And we'll do a hybrid test. Opencart. Again, we'll leave my app version and my tags. But in this case, under cloud, I'm going to choose a hybrid option. So what this does is it gives me the cloud option for each tier then. So if I want my load balancer to be in DC1, I'll go ahead and select that, and my database will be in DC2, and my Apache server will be in DC1 again. And then we could go ahead and submit that. I'll cancel out for now, but that's the idea. So let's check on how my deployment is going by clicking on Deployments. And while this one's running, let's just take a look at our deployments, and we'll see what a deployed application looks like. Okay, again, I can see the application start time and end time. I can see the status is deployed, etc., etc. If I scroll down here, I can actually see the tiers. This one is running, and we see the name of the VM here at the bottom. We can actually power off and reboot VMs individually here in this area. And then we can also click on Access Pet Clinic, for instance. That's the name of this application. And it would show us the, let's say, the top level IP address that we have assigned. So it would show us, maybe a front end website or something like that. And that's all I have for this video. And we'll go on and talk about some of the other benchmarking and reporting in the next.